Hey guys, this is Franco from my IT and cybersecurity journey. Today, at the request of a subscriber, I am going to be installing, um, or I'm going to be showing you guys how to install the project slash lab for the RHCE that I have on my GitHub. Again, I'll have that in the description down below. Also, feel free to follow me on LinkedIn and X. Um, All right, and shout out to Flame EMT, who is the person that requested this. So, um, the first step is install Python if you don't have it installed on your system. So, I think for the project, the examiner requires Python 3.10, so you can just run. I'm on Mac OS. Um, it would be similar on Windows, but for Mac, it would be brew install Python at 3.12. And so once that's done, what we actually want to do once this finishes is we want to cd into the Ansible directory, and we want to install the dependencies. We can use the virtual environment, which is actually the recommended way of doing this. So once I am in the root project there, which is, as we can see, RHCE study, then we can cd into the Ansible folder, and from there we have a couple files, right? There's also a requirements file, I believe, like at the root, or actually I might have gotten rid of that, but um, to set it up, once you're here in the Ansible directory, we can then go ahead and run pip 3.12 and or actually, sorry, first we have to activate the virtual environment because that's the recommended way of doing it. And so now we're in a virtual environment. Once we're in a virtual environment, we're going to source it, or once we've created it, sorry, we're going to source it, which puts us into the virtual environment. And as you can see, the terminal profile has changed to illustrate that we are in a virtual environment with the .vmv at the beginning. And so once we are in a virtual environment, we want to install the dependencies, so we can run pip install textual async ssh and pyyaml. And so for Mac, I actually already have it set up. So in the root directory of the project, you want to go into the Mac directory. And again, this is the Mac directory. And so from the Mac directory, we can just run Vagrant up. You do have to install Vagrant if you don't have it installed. But once you install Vagrant, I believe like you can just run brew install Vagrant. Please use Google because I don't recall 100%. This is already basically like set up for you. Um, and so what Vagrant up is doing is it's basically provisioning our VMs. Okay. So it's spinning up 6 VMs, the control VM and nodes 1 through 5. First boot takes a few minutes because it is spinning up a lot. Uh, you know, five VMs all at once. So once this is done, I will be back. All right, and we're back. So if you want to know what that did, it basically provisioned all the VMs with the proper software, and it copied all their SSH keys over to one another. And it basically sets it up so that um, you can just go in and start writing playbooks with the lessons, and that is very, very similar to what you will encounter on the exam. Um, they just want you to go in there and write playbooks. And so one thing I also recommend is to get familiar with Git. So as you write your playbooks, learn how to add like a specific file, commit it, and push it. That would also be my uh, only other tip. So once the Vagrant lab is started, what we want to do is take a clean snapshot of the lab. And again, if you have any questions, you can wind the video back, or you can also look at the .md files that I've left in the project that also contain these same instructions I'm going over. So we're gonna take this is optional, but I've always done it. I like to take like a snapshot of the VMs before I run any playbooks so that I can always restore it. So the way you do that is vagrant snapshot save clean dash slate. So that saves a clean snapshot of the VMs. Then to launch a a lesson. Sorry, to launch a lesson. And let me I'm gonna have to set up tmux now that I think about it, because this is how I had it set up. I'm gonna show you guys once this is done. I'll come back as soon as this is done snapshotting, because it'll take some time. Okay, and we are back. So once the snapshot is done, the way I usually use this is I use tmux. So the way you launch that is just tmux. I don't think I have any sessions right now, but you launch tmux. If you don't know how to install tmux, just look it up. And so once you're in tmux, you actually have to source the environment again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let me go into the directory. And again, the way I have the directory locally on my computer is I cloned it using git. If you don't know how to do that, just look it up. Did I have it? Oh, I'm already in here. That's right. And so once I'm in tmux, I make another window. So the way you do that is like Control B, and then you can do like the %. So Shift and then 5, and so it'll pull up 2 windows. So I like to have 2 like this. And so on one, where I'm going to use the virtual environment to use the labs, I am basically going to want to go into the Ansible directory. Once I'm here, again, we're going to source it. So source the virtual environment and activate it. So I'm in the virtual environment here. To then launch it, I'm just going to copy it from over here. I have it here in the document. This is the command. This launches the lesson. And so it tells you like what's like a quick use of it is Shift plus R resets the tasks, R resets that specific task, T for timer if you want to turn the timer off. So if you can see here, if I press T, it pauses the timer. C is to check connectivity to the VMs. E is to export. I can't remember where I export it to. I think it's like a directory. And then V verifies the task, and you can also verify all the tasks using Shift plus V. And so, like if I wanted to, as you can see, right, it's asking me to create the Ansible working directory. So the way this works is you're going to run vagrant SSH control, and it'll SSH you into the VM. Sorry, the VM. So you'll go into the VM, and so the VM has an Ansible directory. I'm gonna be honest, I can't recall what. There is a shared directory. As you can see here, I press V and it verified the task. One of the directories is shared and one isn't, so that when you reset the snapshot, everything is deleted. And I think it's like the Ansible directory, just in general. If I remember correctly. I would have to look at the project, but I can't recall right now. It's somewhere in the project if you guys look. It's the same way to launch an exam, but I'll just paste the command here. Again, everything's in the documentation I've laid out. Oh, it's a bit different, I forget. To launch an exam, it's Python -m examiner. Whoops. I don't have my mouse. I haven't set my team settings on this machine yet, but /exam/exam 1.yaml. That is to launch an exam when you're in a virtual environment. And so, yeah, in this terminal, you're gonna do your work. And so you can do lessons 1 through 20. There's 3 exams, and there's also a bonus exam. And so you basically just go through the tasks. So just to show it real quick, create an Ansible config file, right? You can kind of read through the lesson. And so like I can just make it, or I can use Ansible dash init. I don't remember the command honestly, but I mean, yeah, this is pretty much it. It goes through the lessons, like create a basic inventory. So let's do that. So once it's created in this directory, I forgot I already made the inventory, but I mean, if you verify it, boom, you see. If something was not done, so like I didn't do this Ansible config, you can see it clearly fails it when I press V. And then again, I could also reset the task. And then the timer, you don't have to use the timer on the lessons. It's more for the exams. But that is it. This is how I pass my RHCE. I just went through all these, and then Q to quit. Q quits it, and so then from there you can do like lesson 2, getting started, and you move on through the lessons like that. See. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please like the video, comment what you would like to see next, subscribe, follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on X. It'll be down in the description, and I will also have the project repository down in the description. Again, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.